Well, I see, Renee and Karen must have been gone all last week to radiation.
Oh.
I don't know.
Lauren,
She is.
But no, because she is.
Okay, but here we go.
I know.
It's like trying to watch a movie at once.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, watch the rest of it
Just
tomorrow.
snores at the end.
Yeah.
Decibels.
Well, everything's fine, and then.
Well, Ben usually just turns it off.
Yeah.
If everybody's sleeping.
Robert always goes, I'm just resting on you. Well, you're breathing awfully hard. Just closing your eyes for a little bit. Probably since last meeting, yeah, just snipping away. And then Nora, she gets the back.
It's just,
Hey, well, it's.
Lauren, can you
And
hear
then
me
it's
okay?
right on the other side too. Maybe that's.
You hear me?
I'm like,
Yeah,
that's where the
okay.
big difference is.
So we're gonna get started in about 3 minutes, and then we'll do the pledge. We have one brief
No, I mean.
speaker, and then we'll get right to you. Does that sound okay?
Yeah, that's great. I'm available whenever.
All right, thank you, Lauren.
Yeah, thank you.
Right, right. Yep. But then she.
Yeah.
I just want to double.
Really?
Yeah, and I was like, oh, but I like it. And I believe it's all like.
Oh, I know, me too.
Oh, I know.
That's the first-
I don't have to do it, I know.
Right.
Yes.
I know. And I went and.
Okay.
2 weeks ago and 3 hours. I'm like, okay, but I really have to for some things I have to do that more. I don't-
Yeah,
and then she turned it out. So he's going out.
That's not what it was. Exactly. Amen, sister. Amen.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, no. And I did that yesterday.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's not what you're supposed to know. Oh, that's a joy to say to me.
Okay, if you ever run against.
And who's this?
Oh.
The manual? Wow, it didn't seem like that.
You did not.
But I don't know.
Oh, okay.
So then I have to run it. I.
Yeah.
Get this. I'm like,
And then I rocked Aaron the night before. Pretty good.
There you go.
Fences that say, do not.
What is
tread.
Oh, boy.
Don't do students up there.
Okay, I've never heard of that.
He opens up. the gate,
Oh,
walks in like that.
Yeah. Like, and there's.
No, no, you
I think I can just walk around my house.
I think when you walk, just take control.
I could probably have many bush nachos in my house.
It's kind of fun to watch.
Yeah.
But I bought plenty of things.
With people.
He came to.
Because it's just immediate and like they can do a 5-second sudden death and it's done.
He probably.
Yes, and like this girl.
Yeah. But, of course, it's not.
Oh, but
Jessica,
Well, I mean,
what
you know,
is
that's-
that?
Whatnot.
Whatnot? The app.
You need it.
Check it out.
You need it. You need it in your life, Lisa.
And
And
that
they like
appreciate.
I have gotten some
snacks.
good, I love like Lululemon, brand new tags.
Wow.
Brand new tags, shoes, brand new Nikes I bought naked in the box.
Wow.
Yeah, for $54.
Oh, really?
That's unbelievable.
I know, but you have to decide that.
Oh.
You do, it's that.
And
I got
yeah,
that
sounds
sounds
stressful. There are those days when that's kind of therapy.
Showed up.
Someone shows up and you're right.
I have had that.
I'm like, oh, I'm getting another package.
Yeah. Like 10 packages outside your house.
Not only for myself.
Get them in time.
Well, then you find out too.
And then the more you watch it, the more that there's like a For You page, just like a TikTok and that kind of stuff. So the more you watch of the shows, then it suggests sellers that.
Sends you
and
stuff.
so that it tells you the shows. Yeah.
Yeah, and you can save shows.
Yeah, you can go where you follow.
Well, I love it. Is it all new stuff then?
Not all of it, no, some are thrifted, some of them are, but I like the new with tags. Like, I don't want anybody else.
But we're not starting for something.
He probably would find this one on there, he would. He would.
All right. Okay, we're gonna call the meeting to order. June 22nd, 2026 at 5:17 p.m. We'll start with roll call. Jessica Crosby,
Here.
Dale Johnson,
Here.
Tony Corpy, is not here, Tina Sather, here, Roxanne Stokes Beach, here, Joanne Smith, here, Beshmon.
Here.
All right, we'll stand for the flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Do I have a motion to approve the agenda as presented?
By Rox.
I'll second.
Motion by Rox and second by Tina. And we wanted to add,
Well, I don't see them here,
oh,
but yeah, the football boosters had inquired about getting on to get their, 4th of July fundraiser approved. So maybe add it at the bottom,
okay.
so I'll rep for them, I guess.
Football Bronco boosters, 4th of July, burger approval.
Yeah.
Credit fundraising.
All right, any other additions, changes? All right, all those in favor of, approving the agenda as presented?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We'll go to open forum and if you can have Warren present.
Yeah, at church.
Oh, yeah, go for it.
Really?
Set that. Is there a?
Oh, yeah, there's more. See, I'm glad. I got the added word.
What was that? Is there a microphone? up there? Oh, you got one, okay. Yeah.
Because I'm like double book, triple book.
Good evening. I know that I sent a letter to each of the board members individually, but I wanted to address the board at an open meeting as well. But thank you for the opportunity to speak tonight. I have been an employee of ISD 361 for the last 10 years. Over the course of my career, I've had the opportunity to teach students from preschool through 8th grade. As you consider staffing for next year, I respectfully ask that you keep 3 sections of 1st grade. Throughout my career as an educator, one belief has guided my work: we need to start with what is best for kids. Budget concerns, staffing challenges, and enrollment numbers all matter, but our students should remain at the center of every decision we make. As a 3rd grade teacher, I had the opportunity to see firsthand how important the early elementary years are. When students come to 3rd grade with strong reading, writing, math, and social emotional skills, they're ready to learn and succeed. When those foundational skills are missing, catching up becomes much more difficult. 1st grade is where so much of that foundation is built. I understand the financial realities facing our district. However, if reducing costs is the goal, I encourage you to look at the full picture. Adding paraprofessionals to larger classrooms can help, but paraprofessionals are not a replacement for a classroom teacher. They are also often reassigned when needs arise elsewhere in the building, meaning that support isn't always consistently available. As a classroom teacher, on the other hand, is there every day providing instruction, building relationships, and meeting students' needs in real time. Teachers will always do whatever it takes for their students. That's who we are. But just because we can take on more doesn't mean that we should have to. Teacher well-being matters. When class sizes are manageable, teachers are better able to provide individualized support, interventions, and positive learning environments that the students deserve. Maintaining 3 sections of first grade is an investment in our students' future. A strong Tier 1 foundation in first grade benefits children for years to come, and it also supports the educators responsible for helping them succeed. Thank you for your time, your service, and your thoughtful consideration. I appreciate the difficult decisions you face and your commitment to doing what is best for kids.
Thank you.
Thanks.
So board members, you'll find in your packets, I think there's 3 different letters from community members to the classroom for all of you. So you should have those and you can see them get emailed. We have 3 copies of letters that we have received. Okay.
Anybody else for open forum?
Well, I don't want to go up there, but I keep going now.
Sure, go ahead.
Okay. All right, I'm here representing Bronco Football Boosters, and we attended a meeting a couple months ago already. April, and where Beth and Jessica explained to us the new rules around the Booster Club. And so we're sliding right in under the deadline here of July 1st to get everything to the school board to be approved for all of the fundraising and things that we have going on with the Booster Club. The reason I'm here tonight and the reason I'm pushing this so fast is because we have a fundraiser plan for July 3rd and 4th of Smoky Bird Park with the burger food. So all the information that Beth and Jessica talked to us about in April is all here for your review, along with the fundraiser details that we do. We have several fundraisers and also the club donations to 361.
And so this one is just for the 4th of July.
Well, it actually would be the burger booth, the Bronco Burger Booth.
Right, okay.
We have a Minnesota Department of Health license and general liability policy.
Okay,
Thanks, Lori.
great,
Thank you.
awesome. All right,
So we've got it on interaction.
Yeah. perfect, yeah. Okay, all right. Thank you. We'll go to committee and, no, sorry, I missed Lauren. Lauren?
Yep.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Awesome.
Can you see my screen, my presentation?
Yes.
Wonderful. All right, so hello, I'm Lauren Stirrup. I am International Falls Public Schools Business Manager. Tonight we'll be going over the fiscal 26-27 preliminary budget, which is a standard step in the district's fiscal management cycle. The purpose of the budget revision is to project and estimate the budget with current financial conditions, ensure accurate reflection of revenues and expenditures, and maintain the district's overall financial stability. Budget projection we'll go over reflects our best estimate of the district's financial position based on the information available today. Several key factors were incorporated into these projections, including updated enrollment projections, which directly influence many of our revenue assumptions and staffing needs, current estimates of state and federal revenues, including any known funding changes and available program allocations, planned staffing levels designed to align resources with enrollment trends, student needs, and operational priorities, a detailed review of prior year revenues and expenditures to identify spending patterns, one-time costs, and areas requiring budget adjustments, Need planned investments in deferred maintenance projects necessary to preserve district facilities and address ongoing capital needs, as well as updated projections for the current fiscal year's anticipated financial results, which provide the starting point and inform assumptions used in developing future budget estimates. So together, these factors provide a comprehensive and realistic framework for the budget projection, helping ensure that our financial planning reflects current realities, while positioning the district to make informed decisions for the years ahead. More specifically, the assumptions for revenue are as follows. We had a state basic general aid increase of 2.69% over the prior year. Property tax revenue, which is adopted by the board in December 2025. Other state sources, we saw increases in basic skills and English learner. Federal sources, we saw decreases in title funding. We saw that across the state actually, and then offset with new CEIS revenue. In terms of local sources, we have two new large grants. There's a native language and there's a full service community schools grant, which have specific spending requirements, as well as our enrollment. So K-12 enrollment, we're looking at 878 for the next year, down 30 from fiscal 26.
Lauren, what's CEIS, please?
CEIS is early intervention services. I can't remember what the C stands for, but it's students, Beth, can you answer this one better than I?
So this is an acronym for Coordinated Early Intervention Services.
Yes. So it's a federal program where we receive a chunk of money to be used for certain intervention services for certain students. So in terms of the assumptions for expenditures, we're looking at salary and benefit increases built into the budget for the employment contracts, both the known and the settled and the expiring. We had a paid family leave law implementation that started in January 2026, so we're now applying that increase to a full year of salaries. Purchase services, supplies and equipment, we're seeing increases ranging anywhere from 2 to 5%, so we've applied that idea to the budget there. In terms of supplies and materials, we're seeing increases from 0 to 2%. So again, depending on the line item, we've applied an increase there. We're assuming class sizes are remaining similar. Here we show the fiscal 27 projected revenues and expenses for the general fund as compared to the revised budget for fiscal 26. I want to take a second here to acknowledge the continued pressure to operate efficiently in a space where costs are increasing in most areas. There was hard work done by the board and administration this year to ensure we're right-sized in order to continue to operate as efficiently as possible and retain programming in necessary areas. So here, the net of revenues and expenditures gives us our change in and estimated fund balance totals. Fund balance protects against risks like enrollment loss, state aid reductions, emergencies, pandemics, unexpected cost increases. The board fund balance policy 714 is 2.5 months of operating expenses. So we're looking to end fiscal 26 this year under that threshold. And with the current budget for fiscal 27, expect to be slightly above that threshold in 26-27. It's important though that we keep focusing on keeping the fund balance up in future years to be within the policy. Here we can see the revenue set forth in the revised 25-26 budget as compared to the 26-27 preliminary budget by fund. So this includes all funds. Some items to note above are the increase in the grants. As you can see, the full service community grant was $250,000. The native language grant was $215,000. The full service community grant was greater, but the next year's allocation for it is just at $250, just to clarify. The construction variance is related to the cash holding in the interest account. And so interest and interest earnings gains. So as we spend down that debt issuance proceeds bucket or set of funds, so we see much less in interest earnings each year, year over year. So here we see the expenditures as set forth in the revised 25-26 budget as compared to the 26-27 preliminary by fund. So again, it includes all of them. One item to note is the decrease in community ed from 744 to 488. This is related to some cleanup we did recently of some payroll coding at year end, where folks have moved out of early ed, so Fund 4 community ed, into classrooms over the past couple of years. So we caught that recently and fixed what it looks like. So construction is the second thing I want to call out here. So construction spending has progressed a little more slowly or billing than what we initially had estimates for. So as a result, the revised fiscal 25-26 budget currently reflects a larger amount of construction expenditures than we now anticipate to be incurred in this current fiscal year. So based on updated estimates, a portion of those costs in this bucket will be moving into next year. And so they're just reflected in both areas, but since we're months past approving this budget, it looks quite a bit negative. The difference is it's not going to hit in both years. And so we carried forward that balance into the next fiscal year. And it's just reflecting the updated construction timeline.
I have another question.
Yeah, of course.
Perhaps you can answer this one. Related to the community, slept that thing. Related to the community service, and then the statement by Lauren about the early childhood funding. It kind of sounds like transfer. This is kind of related to when things changed where preschool teachers had to become more licensed, and so it's taking a lot more of the early childhood dollars and putting it into like what I would think of as a general fund rather than out of a community ed fund.
Lauren, you can correct me if I'm wrong here, but when we started, as we started to really drill down some of the financial components, we are just really doing some heavy lifting on making sure people are being coded to the appropriate buckets of money. So one of the things that we identified is some of our early education staff were not necessarily being coded from where they were supposed to be coded. Is there anything you want to elaborate on in that realm, Lauren?
Yeah, exactly that. So we were digging into salaries and just making darn sure that every person that we have in the school and in each program is truly working in that program. So we came across a few folks in community ed that are actually working in the elementary school at this point, and their coding might have been there from a while back when they were working in the early childhood community ed programming.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so shown on the screen now is the estimated fund balances by fund. These estimates were determined by using the final revised budget done in the spring of 2026 and the preliminary budget we're looking to approve today. So these are estimates on top of estimates. Notice the construction and student activity areas look quite negative, so we can consider that some expenses, notably in the construction funds, will have moved to the following year. So this picture is more negative than we can truly expect come the end of the year. I just wanted to call that out, that it's not going to look that negative, but this is built on ending audited fiscal 25, budget for 26, and then the projected budget for 27.
So don't panic, is what you're saying.
Don't panic. I didn't want to misrepresent. We can't go back and we won't go back and restate fiscal 26 budget at this point, but it's all based on known information that we have at the time. So shown here, we have a 3-year financial forecast to help us understand where we can be in the next few years. Financial forecasting is inherently involves a degree of uncertainty, particularly given the potential impact of pending legislation, changing funding formulas, enrollment trends, and other revenue variables beyond the district's control. right? So the projections presented here represent our best estimates of revenues and expenditures over the next several years based on information currently available. So key takeaway from this forecast is the rapid shift that occurs when expenditure growth begins to outpace revenue growth. So while the district remains financially stable in the near term, the projections illustrate the importance of ongoing planning and proactive decision-making to ensure long-term financial sustainability. So I, again, want to recognize and thank the school board and the district administration for the thoughtful and collaborative work undertaken to implement budget adjustments for the upcoming year. These efforts have positioned the district well to address immediate challenges while maintaining a strong commitment to student programming and services. Looking ahead, it will be important to continue evaluating opportunities to align resources with enrollment and operational needs. The district has been successful in securing grant funding to support strategic initiatives and offset costs, and those efforts should continue whenever possible. Additionally, alternative operational strategies, including considerations of 4-day school week, may warrant further discussion as potential tools to support both cost containment and staff recruitment and retention. Continued evaluation of these and other opportunities will help ensure the district remains financially sustainable while meeting the needs of the students in the community.
So here's where we do panic. Looking at where it's doubling from 27, 28 to 28, 29, almost doubling. That's very concerning.
Lauren, could you just touch base one more time on, we're looking at those projections of
Sure.
negativity, what those underlying impact comes from, one being enrollment.
Yes. International Falls, as well as a number of districts across the state, are looking at declining enrollment, and it's a matter of larger classes graduating out, fewer kindergartners in school, and so our funding formula then is very heavily based on enrollment. And so we have our aids and our levies that are our revenue drivers based on our student counts. And so you can see as we go through the years, we are trending similar or lower for revenues here. And our expenditures with inflation, with settlements for bargaining groups, our expenditures are every single year going up by percentages. And so it's a very delicate balance between our enrollment and our staffing. And our staffing is 80% of our budget in a school district, salaries and benefits. And so it's what you see is that compounding every year, right? And the cost of absolutely everything is going up right now, whether it be gas to run our buses, to food to feed the kiddos, to supplies to bring into the classrooms, to custodial supplies. So it's just continued pressures all around. And so that's kind of the basis of how we see it get out of line so quickly, right? And again, this forecasts there's a degree of uncertainty, and so we look at these every year, and you can hope it doesn't get that bad, and we can hope that we continue to get the grant funding that the office has worked really hard on. ST has done a great job on, so.
Lauren, is there any projecting in here with regards to the online school that we're going to implement?
So Beth and I have had a lot of conversations regarding that specifically, and I think we're going to have success with that. I think it's a great opportunity for us. I don't know that we know exactly what that will be at this point, so I don't know that we could put actual numbers on it in years in the future.
Yeah.
But that's a great question, and it's not specifically built in certain line items in here. But when we do look at enrollment, we're looking at it for years in advance.
Okay. So next year we'll have a line item on there for the online school, and we'll be able to have a year's worth of data to tell us how many kids and what we gained from that, what we spent on it, etc.
Yeah, once there's actual revenue and actual expenses coming in for it, we'll have a much greater pulse on, what it looks like and what it could be.
And that could significantly change these numbers depending on enrollment.
Every kiddo is very important. So the enrollment number is incredibly important for the revenue calculations for a district. Yes.
Excellent, thank you.
And Beth, you had said that we need 7 students in order to make it be viable. And so,
To break even to get started, yeah.
and then after that, that's when
Then we'll start getting, then we'll be able to collect more data on that, and just in the northern, the regional schools that I've worked with, that is just kind of that starting point, that threshold, and then they have all started with that data collection component and really looking at their revenue and expenditures with their financial teams, and we're gonna take the same approach to what that looks like, and we're gonna monitor it very closely. I think we have a very good roadmap coming up. I will be talking about it more in July and August. But we're starting that phase right now.
Any other questions for Lauren?
Thanks, Lauren.
Thank you, Lauren.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Lauren.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right, we'll go to committee and administrative reports. Kate's not here. What?
I don't have a lot to report. We are wrapping up the 25-26 school year. A lot of state reporting going on and wrapping up things and starting our meetings, our planning and reflection for next school year. We've already working with the Booster Club for our next year, our picnic, and we're starting to get all those things on the calendar for next year. So a lot of exciting things going on with the new construction, and next year we expect an even better year than we had this year. So that's about all I have, unless anyone has any questions.
All right. I think just a one person here. Beth, you can-
So before I get started, Mr. Wilson, if you want to just come up for a moment, let you introduce yourself. Board members, you have met our new technology director briefly tonight, but I want to make sure that we're taking the opportunity to introduce you to new key people that are coming into our district to lead different departments and or programming. So I am very proud to introduce to you tonight and to our community our new technology director. This is Julian Wilson. He and his family are new to the community. He comes with a robust background in technology, cybersecurity, school safety elements, and I would like him to take a moment to introduce himself to you tonight. We're very excited that he and his family are here, and on behalf of 361, we want to welcome you.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. I'm Julian Wilson. I'm your new technology director. That's Beth introduced me. I first wanted to express my gratitude to everyone here for giving me this opportunity. I bring over 15 years of experience leading technology, security, and operational initiatives for large global organizations. Most recently, I served as the Assistant Vice President of Corporate Security Technology for a major financial institution, where I led teams and programs focused on technology operations, physical security systems, and risk management. I hold a master's degree in Science and Information Technology Management. And I believe that technology is at its best when it helps people to solve problems, work together, and stay focused on what matters most. My family and I recently relocated here from Texas, and we're excited to put down roots and become part of this community for years to come. I believe strong communities are built through relationships, service, and people who are willing to invest in places that they call home. As I begin my work with ISD 361, my initial focus is on making sure we are in compliance with all local, state, and federal requirements, while also mitigating risk and strengthening the security of our environment for staff, students, and the community. I also want to simplify and streamline processes wherever possible and gather the data needed to clearly demonstrate a return on investment and identify opportunities to take advantage of additional funding initiatives. But before building a long-term plan, I believe it's important to first understand exactly what we have so I can determine what we need and where we should focus our efforts. I'm excited to serve the students, staff, and communities of ISD 361 and contribute wherever I can as an active member of the International Falls community. Thank you.
Thank you. This question, Julian, have you ever been here in the winter?
I have.
You're from Texas, you know what you're in for.
No, so my family, I have a lot of family up here. My
Oh.
wife was born here, moved away when she was 3, but now we've returned and we've been coming here every year for the past 10 or so years. So usually summers, but I have come for a couple winters. So
Okay, just so you know what you're in for.
yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So my review is fairly brief tonight too. We always know that June brings an end of the year wrap up and we get excited to begin our new school year. So 26-27 is looking quite bright. We're pretty excited about where we're going. As you heard tonight in our budget presentation, one of the things that is going to be rolled out this year slowly but surely, and I think Mr. Wilson probably was a little surprised when I introduced this topic tonight, but we are going to be opening our online school. It's going to be a slow start, but what will happen is we are going to be partnering with an online platform that will provide what we need when it comes to special education services, to teaching, to tutoring. It is a model that many regional northern Minnesota schools are using to get a pulse and to gather data on what they're going to see in enrollment numbers. And once we take that information and with a strong program, and once we start seeing an increase in enrollment, then we will start assessing what the data shows us and how we need to support it with staffing here. So an example of that might be we could have a first grade student enroll, we might have 3 third grade students enroll, we might have 10 10th grade students enroll in specific classes. Once we start getting to certain thresholds and data when it comes to numbers, we will start identifying that cost benefit analysis where we start looking where we need to plug in our own teachers. We're going to take a slow start. It's going to be probably 2 to 5 years. We're going to see how the program goes. If we're finding that we have greater success than we initially anticipated, we will start looking at a roadmap plan to identify and apply through MDE, where we can look at taking kids from out of boundaries. So what that means, we're going to start slow, where we would take in-house district students only who live within our boundaries. And right now we're sitting at about 193 students that do not attend ISD 361 who are our actual students. And I think we've talked about that many times throughout my time here. We have a number of students that attend online schools elsewhere, and we have a number of students that are homeschooled. And I've had conversations in both areas to talk to families and to talk to community members that are very interested if International Falls Public Schools offer that. And we did find that through COVID, we're seeing some of the impacts of COVID and student performance and outcomes right now when it comes to academic achievement, when it comes to student attendance. And we're seeing that many people like the option of having either a hybrid model where they can attend school online and they can attend maybe some electives in school, but also having that flexibility to be able to access education from their home, or if they're a family who is a little bit on the move, that they have access to their educational platform at their fingertips. Many northern Minnesota schools have started this process. We are going to be following suit based on our experience with a number of regional schools that have been highly successful in their roadmap, who have enrolled students beyond what their target numbers were. We are going to start small with hopes of 10 to 12 kids. Most of the schools that I have talked to have exceeded that 2 to 3 to 4 times the numbers. So we will be I will be introducing the launch date in the end of July, where we'll have the community come in to our school and they will meet with our team. In addition to, I will be going out into the school community. I will be meeting with families. I will be holding events within the community and doing some presentations in the month of August. So that is an area that we are slowly but surely expanding, and we are very excited to have a tech team in place that can help facilitate that, along with our building administrators. We will be partnering our ALC position, and we will have a lead teacher So that's going to be a partnership position. Our ALC teacher will also be our program oversight. They won't be actually teaching, but they will be doing check-ins and doing reports with our platform selection to make sure we're on track with where we need to be. Do you have any questions right now? I will be doing a more in-depth presentation in July.
Oh, okay, so when you said plugging in our own teachers, do you mean we are going to have some teachers who are not our own teachers?
Right now, the initial investment will be teachers that are hired through this program, but they offer core classroom subjects. So if we have a first grade student that enrolls, our first grade student would join another class and they would be a part of that, but that teacher would be a teacher of record for International Falls Public Schools.
Okay, and one other one, when you said special ed, teaching and tutoring, I don't really understand, did you separate that out for a reason?
They have offerings for that. So one of the bonuses of this, when you're in this online platform, is they offer 7 days a week tutoring. So if a child is struggling, they offer evening tutoring services where your child can meet one-to-one with a teacher. And so, for example, if they're struggling in math, they can hop online with that teacher and have some additional supports. And they also offer weekend tutoring. So they're very flexible and supportive of families. It is a model that was highly effective post-COVID. In addition, should there be students who receive special education services, we have access to special education teachers that would help work with the families and the school district on that.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome.
Just on the other school districts, were they getting students from within their district or from outside? You said
So
10 or 12?
we are taking the same roadmap as the other school districts. They are doing in-district students only. When you go to, if you want to expand your programming outside of boundary students, you have to apply with the Minnesota Department of Education. And so that process takes a while to do. And so if we find 2 years from now that this is a direction that we want to go, for example, one school that I worked with and have met with, they applied after their first year. Their target number was 20 students. They ended up having just over 50 students. Now they are just starting their third year and they've just met the threshold of 80 students. So they ended up applying to the state 2 years earlier than they anticipated to because of the popularity. So they have inbound district students and they are taking students from other districts.
So is there a cap on how many students we can have do it this year? I know you
There,
want seven.
there is not. I bought the basic enrollment because I want to proceed cautiously. We have had to make some significant cuts this year, and I did not want to commit as a school district more than we anticipate, but we can buy additional seats based on the actual enrollment. So we're very excited about that.
So then also, do you think we'll be getting, like, is it going to be promoted to the students that are already in the school or more to the students that are in our district but currently going to school online somewhere else?
It'll be primarily, the focus will be students who do not attend our district. The other area that will be afforded to our students is if we have a class that they can't access here on site, but we have a lot of really great things happening within the district this year when it comes to our elementary and our high school programming, and we've expanded electives significantly through our trimester work and just what Principal West has done at the elementary school and some of her enrichment programming. So the goal will be to support students if they can't access something here.
Any other questions?
In addition to if there are students, so for example, if we have a homeschool student that does enroll in our online programming, and let's say, for example, they want to go into the woods for some of our CTE programming, they would have the opportunity to do hybrid. Another example of that would be band and choirs. So those are some things that, you may that face-to-face and that actual engagement with their peers and some of the programming is really important to have. So they would be able to do a hybrid model. I've received a number of questions surrounding that. Could they do their core subjects online, and could they access FACS or woodworking on site?
And what about athletics?
That's a great question. So once they're enrolled with ISD 361, whether they are in our seats on campus or if they're online, they will be, they'll have full access to all of our activities and athletics. Because they would be 100% ISD 361 students. So as you can tell in your walkthrough today, the construction is in full implementation. And as you know, and we are very grateful that the school board supported closing down for the summer. There are safety concerns due to the volume and the level of construction that is happening. We talk frequently about 60 days before school starts, and we every day are coming in hoping that there is more done, but the team's doing a phenomenal job. They are working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, different teams that are coming in. So I really have a lot of gratitude and appreciation for these teams really working hard to make this happen, to open our school doors when it comes to that September 1st date. One of the things that I just want to reiterate is the school district is closed, and we do ask people to stay off site due to the volume of heavy equipment that's happening, due to wiring that's being put in throughout the district, in addition to just making sure that people have the safety and the freedom to move freely around the school district. We are going to be offering tours to the school board on the next few Thursdays. If you'd like to take a deeper look at what is happening within our school district, I will be getting you some times. The project manager is going to be flying up these next 2 Thursdays and is willing to take the school board behind the scenes and take a look at what's happening. So I will push that information out to you, and you can let me know if you're interested in doing that. We had the opportunity to meet Mr. Wilson, our new tech director. So if you have any additional questions moving forward, he does now have full access to our school district's email, so he is on site fully. I also have an update on Head Start. I have been in conversation along with Chair or Board Member Roxanne Skokstad-Deach. She has met frequently with myself and Head Start programming, and we are moving forward, but slowly. We have a number of different things that we have to do, so we will be looking at the resolution that will be coming up in July on making sure we can vacate the premises, that our premises are not used for any of our school district needs. Once that gets approved, we will then approve the contract that I am currently working on with Head Start. We have some big things that we have to take a deeper look at when it comes to transportation, when it comes to the food service programming, because they have different requirements than what we do in K-12. So we are working through some of those kinks. I have spoken to Greenway has Head Start in their school district, as does Deer River. So we've gotten some great insight on what that looks like and how programming is offered, but we will make sure that our services are provided first, and then we'll make sure to fill in. But we're really trying hard to make sure that our early education wing is growing and expanding to meet our littlest learners as they get ready to head into that K-12 journey. Do you have any questions on our Head Start programming at this time? Lauren talked a little bit about our grant updates. She did highlight the fact that we do have just over $200,000 that has opened up for the next school year when it comes to our full service community school coordinator. And that's where we start, is we have to hire a coordinator. Those interviews are on Wednesday. And what will happen next is that individual will work closely with Principal West and myself in addition to our leadership team. And we will start looking at implementation for a comprehensive needs assessment on what the big pillars and needs are. So there'll be a lot of stakeholder involvement when it comes to gathering that data. So we'll be collecting data from our students, we'll be collecting data from our staff, and we'll be collecting data from our community members. And what will happen is they will take a look at what the data shows for Falls Elementary School and what we want to invest the remaining dollars into as we move forward to the future. Every school district looks a little bit different. It could be mental health support services, it could be additional staffing, it could be outreach programs, it could be after school programs. So we're really going to take all of that stakeholder data, and then we'll create a strategic plan on what that full service community school model will look like for Falls Elementary. Our grant writer, Linnea Imhoff, is taking that information right now, and she is in the process of getting ready for phase 2 to apply for a second grant for the secondary, middle school and secondary component. So she is currently working on that. She is going to be taking a lot of data of what has worked and what has not worked when it comes to our Falls Elementary full service community school position. And so we're excited to know that that is going to be applied for our middle and secondary level also. Right now, the administrative team and also with our new technology department director, we are really looking at how we are going to strategically plan and implement for the board's approval additional updated handbooks. So right now we are looking at, and we are currently working on the employee handbook. We are currently working on job descriptions. Mr. Wilson and I and the administrators, we are going to be having a meeting and we're going to talk about a tech plan for the future of ISD 361, in addition to some of our additional handbooks. And then we also will be bringing in the component of the booster piece that will be up for board approval in July. And we have, we're slowly but surely making gains on that. So those are priority areas from the administrative standpoint right now, is really making sure we have updated practices when it comes to policy, procedures, and all of our handbooks for staff, community, and the school district as a whole. Our community education coordinator is not here tonight, but she has rolled out our second annual back to school bash information. And we will be opening the school district up to community members to come in again for the second year. It's really about homeschool and community partnerships, having people come in and tour the schools, take a look at some of the great infrastructure changes that have happened, in addition to welcoming our families back to the 26-27 school year, which we're really excited. It's always an exciting time. So that is slated for the last Wednesday of August, and that will be held from 4:30 to 7:30. So you can find information on that on our school. It will be placed on our school website, in all of our social media outlets. In addition to it, will go home after July 1st in our home communication modes, which are email and all calls. Finally, our staffing update. We are currently hiring our American Indian Education Specialist for Falls Elementary. That is a new position this year, and that comes through a grant-funded position. We also are getting ready to do interviews for our preschool teacher and our full-service community school coordinator. So those are three positions that we're getting ready for interviews for. And we just posted today for our Alternative Learning Center teacher/teacher online teacher coordinator. So those positions are right now the ones that we have to fill. Otherwise, we are getting ready to have a full staff for the next school year. So we're very excited.
Just one question, did you end up finding someone for the Wednesday interviews? I feel really bad that I couldn't. You need
Oh,
to-
yes. Right now, we don't have a school board member. That is obviously one that we invite you to, but the interviews will happen if nobody can make it. But thank you.
Okay, I could go as late as 10:45. Yeah.
Do you have any questions? All right. Thank you.
Thanks, Beth.
Policy committee, we're continuing to go through the readings of the policies. Athletic committee, I know you are meeting in July. Legislative committee, do you have anything?
Oh, no, not this month. I hope to have more information next month. It's still kind of early.
Okay. All right, we'll move on to the consent agenda. Do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented?
I'll second.
Motion by Tina, second by Jessica. Any discussion?
Okay, first of all, on the policy about the field trips, I was reminded during the legislative stuff that I listened to that we have to pay close attention to that policy regarding no adult with a student on a field trip, and that our policies need to be reflective of that. So I don't know if our policy is covering all that. I don't know how closely.
What do you mean by
What do you mean,
no adult?
No, isn't it? Yes, I know.
Seems like some, yeah,
Okay.
counterintuitive, yeah.
Right, it seems very odd, but because of all the things that have happened in the past with kids being abused, et cetera, there's been legislation now that is in place that by July 1, I believe it's July 1, that you have to have on field trips, no one adult can be alone with any one child.
One-on-one.
So you can, we just have to make sure our policy
reflects that.
If I can speak briefly to that, it is something that was a topic of conversation for our staff at the end of the school year, because as we get ready to close out the school year, we have a significant number of field trips that take place. So one of the things that we are currently doing, and it will be shared with you in August, is we are revamping our field trip forms, and what will be identified on the forms that will go out in the back to school night is the district has historically done a one-size-fits-all field trip form. Though we will still do that, notification of families still has to happen when field trips are happening. So if they're going to go bowling or they're going to go out to Voyageurs National Park. But what you will see is on the new field trip form is we'll have state statute identified on the form. So if people want to gather more information, they will be able to look that statute up and what that identifies. But really what, you know, in simple, the most simple of forms is that there can't be a one-to-one alone privately with children, which we do fully support that. We want our children to be safe. We run robust background checks on big field trips that we take, and people have to sign up and sign off on this. So we are taking that very seriously.
have another. The only other one that I wanted to do was with the Tim Everson, I think that's in here, right?
Yeah.
I wanted to thank Tim because Tim has been a real vital person to the alternative school, as well as, of course, all of his years as principal, but he has become so close to these kids, and the Alternative Learning Center is one of those places where the kids get so attached, and I know that Tim has been approached by kids saying, you can't quit. And so I know this is going to be hard on everyone, and I'm sure we're going to find another good teacher, because we've had that same scenario before when we had to hire an alternative teacher with Annie and everyone. They've been great. But I just want to thank Tim so much for taking on those years of service.
Totally agree.
That's it.
Any other discussion? All right. A motion by Tina and a second by Jessica to approve the consent agenda as presented. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Moving to action items, improving systems and structures to create a culture where all are welcome and supported. Resolution of gifts and donations. Whereas School Board Policy 706 establishes the guidelines for the acceptance of gifts or donations to the district. Whereas the International Falls School District Board encourages the support of the district's educational programs through gifts or donations that meet the goals and objectives of the school district. Whereas Minnesota Statute 465.03 states the school board may accept a gift, grant, or devise of real or personal property only by the adoption of a resolution approved by 2/3 of its members. Therefore, be it resolved, the School Board of International Falls Public Schools, ISD number 361, accepts with appreciation the following gifts, donations, or grants received by the school district. Tractor supply, 20 cordless Powermatic brand tools to use for reverse engineering and measurement exercises in engineering class, and 1 dozen DeWalt power tools. PCA 5th grade bike ride to Rainier, $500. Rainier Rec Club football cheer donation, $200. Do I have a motion?
I'll move.
Motion by Tina and second by Dale. All right. All those in favor of approving the gifts and donations?
Aye.
Opposed? Whereupon the resolution is declared adopted. Move to 1B, approve the ISD 361 2026-27 budget as presented by Lauren CISO.
By Rox.
Second.
Motion by Rox and second by Jess. Any discussion? All right. Motion by Rox and second by Jessica to approve the ISD 361 26-27 budget as presented. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Number 2, implementing data-driven teaching practices and staff collaboration to increase student academic success. Approve the online K through 12 learning curriculum and platform Ingenuity for the school year 26-27. Do I have a motion? Motion by Tina and second by Jess. Any further discussion or questions? All right. I have a motion by Tina and a second by Jessica to approve the online K through 12 learning curriculum and platform Ingenuity for the school year 2026-27. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Approve the AmeriCorps reading and math support for the 26-27 school year. Do I have a motion?
Motion. Second.
Sorry. All right, motion by Jess, second by Dale. Discussion. Do you wanna
Elaborate.
Just give a short. So, we had the opportunity to apply for AmeriCorps math and reading, tutor slash, it's an intervention model that will come in and work within your, specific grade levels. And so I submitted an application for 6 positions, and it is funded through the AmeriCorps program. There is a small fee for if you're awarded in math, specific percentage for math. Otherwise, reading is 100% free. And what it does is it provides tier 2 intervention. So you're looking at those kids who need that extra scoop, so they're not needing a specific standard or benchmark and or a specific skill set. So what we do is they take approximately 25 to 30 students that have been identified by the principal's data team, and they work in tandem with the principal and the site intervention team. And then what they do is they work with those students in math and reading that they identify. They provide daily intervention services to the students in math and or reading. And then they do progress monitoring for the students. So what that is going to afford our team is that we are going to be able to have 6 additional people in our building to work with kids in what I would deem as an upside down triangle. So when you're looking at schools right now, because of post-COVID, you're seeing what's called inverted triangles. You're seeing more kids that are performing at below grade level than are performing at grade level. So when you look at that, and if you only have 3 interventionists and they can only serve 30 students, and you need a significant amount more providing services for skill sets, we just don't have the capacity when it comes to tier 2 and tier 3, and that means beyond core instruction. So that means beyond their general education teacher. So when you think of students throughout the entirety of the school day, we have them getting their core grade level instruction in math and reading, but when they need what we call that extra scoop to identify that skill set that they need, we just don't have enough people power to work with those kids. So this will provide an opportunity for us to have additional resources on staff. And the goal, just like special education services, is to graduate students out. So tier 2 is where you're performing maybe just below grade level or a little bit more, and they need some extra time. And tier 3 is they need a triple scoop in what their performance looks like. So we have been awarded 6 people, but so what will happen now is the school district will work with AmeriCorps. Principal West and I have a meeting with them on Thursday. We will start advertising for the candidate to apply through AmeriCorps. AmeriCorps does the interviewing with the individuals. We provide characteristics and a definition of who we're looking for. And then Principal West and I will oversee the team that would be assigned to the school district. They become members of the school. They work with our students. They go through rigorous background checks. They have special training in the curriculum that they're trained to use. And then we'll have a great opportunity to see what that looks like in conjunction with what we're providing in services and how those students' skill sets are growing.
Amazing. So are they full-time then?
You can have part-time, you can have specified 2 days a week, you can have full-time. The barrier is, both Principal West and I had this in our former school districts. We have these models working within our school district. Generally you see retired teachers. Generally you see students who are getting their education degree. It's very meaningful work. It's really for people who are looking to have connections and help support children to be successful.
Okay, I have a question. Is it going to be pull-out or within the classroom?
We can decide what that looks like. And so we will have a designated spot. Principal West and I are meeting with the team. I had both in my former school district. So
And then who do they answer to?
they will meet with a site coach in addition to the building principal, and they will work directly with the administration.
Okay, one last question. In terms of the HIPAA laws and access to our entire network of information that we have, where do they lie in that?
They have access to the information that for the students that they work with. They go through the same process that an employee would go through. They do the background check. They would have a district email. They are partners in the educational field. They are strong partners in the educational field. You see them in most school districts. And I know that the school district had looked at this program in the past. One of the barriers was getting qualified applicants. And Principal West and I will decide who that will be. And
Just wanted to make sure they didn't have access to other kids' records. Okay,
we follow that law stringently.
thanks.
So you said this is just for reading and not, right? Not for anything else, okay.
Yep.
So could though potentially have some concerns with records.
Yeah.
Any other questions? Okay. A motion by Jessica and second by Dale to approve AmeriCorps reading and math support for the 26-27 school year. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We'll do our add-on. Do I have a motion and a second for the 4th of July football Bronco burger booth?
Motion.
I'll second.
All right. Motion by Tina and second by Rox to approve the 4th of July football Bronco Booster Burger booth. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, motion carries.
Say that 3 times fast.
Yeah,
right?
Each of the
All right, so I have a motion to adjourn.
By Rox.
I'll second.
All right, motion by Rox, second by Dale to adjourn meeting at
6:17. Thank you, everybody.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?